Hello. Today I'm going to talk about the latest module I have added to the modulus framework, the Rsi module. So I have ETH on the chart right now, running in an insane 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and take this up to 1 hour for the purposes of demonstration. And let's unveil the Rsi module. Now, Rsi is a very simple module and a very simple staple. Here is the standard signal line. It is considered a leading indicator by many people and is one of the most popular instruments available. So here we have Jackrabbit's version. The green line is oversold. No, I think I got that backwards. Overbought. The red line is oversold. You buy down here, sell up here. Dyslexia there. So here we see a lot of buys, a lot of sells, and the chart itself. So let's go into the settings. All of the basic modulus framework functionality, including confirmation, bias, and crossover capabilities, and different sources. Now, the default to Rsi's moving average is the RMA. That is the standard moving average that's used to calculate a basic Rsi. And of course, a standard length. Now you have your overbought and oversold ranges, and then your method, which is a region crossover, which is what you see here, where the crosses down or crosses over appropriate. You also have the traditional approach, which is anything just above or below the boundaries. Let's take this to what Jackrabbit uses. 89 candles. And let's stretch this out a little bit. There we go. So now you get a better prospect of the signal bars. Now there's an unusual twist to this version of Rsi. And that is, it supports a smoothing. So let's pull this over here. And let's pick a smoothing of EMA. And boom, there we go. Now, because of the smoothing, I want to move this to a more lenient process. Now we're in traditional mode, so anything that is above or below is marked for your buys and sells. Let's slide this back a little. There we go. So let's go back into our settings and let's put this back into the crossover state. And we'll see just how much this changes. So we'll go back to cross. And now, let's see if we can zoom in here. There we go. And we see that this candle right here is where it crosses back into the region. The region, of course, being the no man's land, where you don't want to do anything. So it's turned direction now, and it's reached the best point it's going to reach for price. So now it's starting to drop in price. Okay, now let's go back over here to the buy signal. Same thing, it's crossing upwards. So now the prices should climb to match your selling point. So by using the crossover point, we try to maximize our impact versus just a traditional approach with anything above or below the boundary. So RSI is very simple, very straightforward. And let's go ahead and show off some more effects of it. Now, confirmation bias, of course, is available. So let's put this down to a simple approach. Let's go back to 13, make it a standard. So basically everything default. Nothing over the top here. So let's pick here. We are working on ETH USDT. So let's forego for confirmation and pull a rabbit out. Something totally off the wall here. And we will use the BTC based currency compared to the USD based currency for the same coin. And there we go. So now you see buys and sells as they line up on the basis of both a USDT based currency and a confirmation of a BTC based currency. So this literally lets you take both base currencies and maximize your profits as much as you can. Now let's see if this actually avoided this little drop off. I'm zooming in here. And lo and behold, this kind of approach made us a bit of a profit. Let's see what candlestick this actually tripped on. Here we are at this candlestick. Worst case, on the 1 hour mark, about $240. So let's go see the buy signal for this. Okay, buy signal. Worst case, about $220. This one signal group would have made a $20 profit using this kind of a simple approach. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of a lot of what you can accomplish with this type of analysis. And of course, you can take the classic Bollinger's RSI combo and combine the two and get some very interesting and detailed analysis to work with. And this represents, of course, all of the standard modulus framework capabilities. Now, if you try to use some of the more advanced possibilities, be aware that it does produce some unusual results that you will need to adjust to appropriately. And let's see if I can create one of these situations that has some interesting effects. So the Rsi smoothing is an interesting little thing. Let's go ahead and turn this off so we can make the chart bigger. Once in a while, depending upon the effect, you'll end up with this chart going above and below 100. Let's see if I can cause that to happen. Here. I may have to go to BTC to do that. And okay, here we go. Here we are, just using a triple EMA. You'll notice the effect is quite unusual. So while you are working, you will need to adjust these boundaries appropriate to what you are looking at. For example, in this case, if you wanted to actually try this kind of a chart, something along the lines of a 90-10. And now you can begin to start eliminating a lot of the unusual signals you may not want. So as you can see, there are a lot of interesting facets you can do with this. So be sure to play with different combinations, and most importantly, look for the charts. Charts that should go up and down. As you see, this one does something really wild. So there's a lot of different things you can really do to try to figure out what you want to accomplish. But basically, if you're not sure of all the crazy stuff, then just keep this at the standard. Oops. The standard should be, well, if I can hit the right button. The standard is right here, RMA, with no smoothing. This is your standard textbook RSI. Now, depending upon who you ask, these standard boundaries will be 70 and 30. So there you have, short, sweet, and simple, RSI. Not very complicated, but it is one of the most important indicators on the market, and one of the few that do a good job in leading market direction. Until next time.